Have I created $1 million business? I don't know yet, but we're about to find out together. Have you seen those large business influencers with very successful businesses, with massive channels, trying to teach you how to build a small business? So have I. And I've watched so many of these videos, a lot of them American-based. And to be honest, I was a little sick of it. I want to show you what it's really like trying to start, grow, and hopefully succeed in a small business. I'm not talking about like an influencer type, small business where they have 100,000 followers and everything works great for them. And, in 3 months, I made $100,000. No. I want to talk about real world, real people, small business. And I want to do that in Australia, from Australia, for Australians. I don't think there's enough content out there about Australian small business. And there's so many companies that have done so well, like, Lucent Globe, East Forgery, Iced Teas. I could name so many, right? I've done so much research on this. But it's not always the real story of the journey. So 8 months ago, I started a business. And there's all these business influencers online. However, not much out of Australia. When I was doing my own research, I had to look at, YouTube videos from America, from the UK, ChatGPT, Google. I'm sure you guys have also done the same if you're also looking at trying to do a e-commerce business, but there's so much information out there. But the Australian market can be quite different. And that's why I sort of wanted to make these videos, to help everyone in Australia understand what's required for creating an e-commerce business. So I'm going to take all you fellow Aussies through what I've done over the previous 8 months in bringing my idea of an e-commerce business into life. You're going to be with me on my journey ahead, and I'm going to document all this for you so you can truly see how easy, difficult, painful, or rewarding this journey is. Let me let you in on a little secret right now. It's not all easy. So you may ask, Sean, what are your credentials? Well, I don't really have any credentials, but ever since I was young, I've had this entrepreneurial spirit. I've always wanted to try and figure out how I can make money working for myself. And it all started back in high school when I was, maybe in year 7 or 8. I started getting hats from Alibaba. I'm talking like baseball caps and, NBA teams and baseball teams and all that. This is before, Temu, Amazon, and all the other things you can easily get items accessible today. And that's what I use. If I can find some photos, I'm going to put them up somewhere here so you can see. But that's what I used to do in high school. And look, obviously, as you start going through higher up in high school and VCE, I sort of didn't have the time to do it. And then after that, I went to university. I'm still in a full-time job now, but I want to try and figure out how I can make this work and how I can work for myself, right? I think having the time for yourself is super important. And just the joys of being able to create something that can fund your life and everything you want to do, I think is super rewarding. And I'm still on that journey, and I still want to try and do it. So a couple of years ago, I started getting back into this and moved out of home, and I started a little chopping board business. There's going to be photos here. Again, I don't know. It's my first video, so they're going to be somewhere here. But I started making chopping boards, and that's fantastic. It was great. I still love it. I still do it till today. But I've quickly realized there's a very big difference in working for yourself, having a high-paying job, or being a business owner. And for me, doing chopping boards, it was the scalability. It's a craft. For me, I didn't want to outsource and, go down and get cheap little boards and just sell them off as my name. For me, I enjoy the craft. And as I said, I still do it till today, but it does take a lot of time. And scalability is a real issue. And when you're creating a business, you need it to be scalable. If you want to be able to go on a holiday and still create wealth for yourself, it has to be through scalability. And that's why I'm trying to create an e-commerce business today. So throughout this journey, I'm going to try and be as raw as possible. I'm going to try and post as often as possible. Again, I do have a full-time job, so please don't hold me to that just yet. Who knows what this could also become, right? This is part of the journey as well. And again, maybe in the future, I'm going to document some of my YouTube journey and, see where we go with that. But I know you guys are probably wondering, well, Sean, what's the business that you've created and, you've been talking about? What have you built over the previous 8 months? Well, you could click the link in the description below, but if you're like me and you want a bit of suspense, you're just going to have to wait until the next video. In this, I'll be talking about the very first steps of starting a business in Australia, which is the idea. So please join me in trying to grow my new business into a successful e-commerce business in the Australian market, and I hope to see you in the next video.